Hi friends, today I am going to discuss Var-arg methods in Java. Up to now we saw a method with constant number of parameters, that is a method with two parameters, a method with three or four. But now we are going to see a method which can handle any number of parameters, that is 0 parameters, 1 parameter, 2, 5, any number of parameters. So let's see. Var-arg variable length argument methods in Java allow you to pass a variable number of arguments of the same type to a method. This is useful when you don't know in advance how many arguments a method will need to handle. Syntax. Var-args are declared using three dots followed by the type of the argument. That is data type and then three dots and variable name. Data type may be int, float, char, boolean, anything. And variable name is a valid identifier. We can use any valid identifier as a variable name. We can declare a method which can take variable number of arguments. Such a type of methods are called Var-arg methods. We know that. Method M1 of type int with variable number of parameters. So here this method is being called when we execute M1 with 0 parameters, M1 with 1 parameter, M1 with 2 parameter, M1 with 4 parameter, or M1 with 100 parameters. We can give any number of parameters, then this method is going to be called. That is how Var-arg methods are being useful. We'll see an example. Class test public static void M1 Var-arg method of int type. Whenever we call M1 with 0 parameter, Var-arg method is called. With M1 with 1 parameter, Var-arg method is called. M1 with 2 parameters, Var-arg method is called. M1 with 3 parameters, Var-arg method is called. So a single method can handle all these cases. This is a benefit of Var-arg methods. And various representations of Var-arg methods. The method name and data type and then three dots and X. The three dots is after data type, three dots may be before data types, and three dots may be after and before with no spaces. These three are valid, but three dots after the variable name is invalid, and the spaces between the three dots is invalid, and the variable name between the three dots invalid. So we have to remember these cases. Next scenario, example, summing a list of numbers. Imagine you need to create a method that calculates the sum of any number of integers. That is 2 integers, 3 integers, 4 integers, 100 integers. Instead of overloading the method for different number of arguments, you can use a var-arg method to handle it flexibly. Actually, we for summing the two numbers, we have to write a method. For summing three numbers, we have to write a method. For summing four numbers, we have to write a separate method. But all for summing any number of methods, we have only a single method. That method is called var-arg method. For example, we'll see here, for summing two integers a and b, we wrote sum method. And for summing three integers a, b, c, we have overloaded that method and wrote another method. For summing four integers, we wrote another method. And if you want to sum six integers, we have to write another method. If we want to sum 100 integers, we have to overload the same method. And these three cases have three different methods in overload. But whenever we go for var-arg method, there is only a single method can handle all the scenarios. That is, the sum method with var-arg parameters can handle summing of 0 parameters, summing of 2 integers, summing of 3 integers, summing of 4 integers, or summing of 100 integers. Only one method is there to handle all those cases. This is a great advantage of variable arguments. Some important points about var-arg methods. We can mix var-arg parameter with normal parameter also. So like this. Method name int x comma var-arg parameters y and string s comma var-arg parameters float. But whenever we are mixing with Var-arg parameter, then Var-arg parameter should be last parameter. It should not be first. So in first case, for M1, int Var-arg parameters x comma string s, it is invalid because variable argument parameter should not be the first parameter. It should be the last parameter. So the second method is valid. And truth is only one var-arg parameter is allowed inside any var-arg method. Only one var-arg parameter is allowed. Here, if you define two var-arg parameters, it raises an error. Only one var-arg parameter is allowed. And the fourth rule, inside a class, we can't declare var-arg and corresponding 1D array simultaneously. That is, var-arg method M1 and an array method M1 should not declare simultaneously. It raises a compile time error. That is, cannot declare both M1 of integer type and M1 of variable parameter in test. So it raises a compile time error. In general, var-arg method will get least priority. If no other method matched, then only var-arg method will be considered. For example, in test class, public static void M1 method with variable argument parameters and M1 method with a single parameter. So whenever we call M1 with zero parameter, there is no normal method, so it go for the variable arguments. And whenever we call M1 method with one parameter, we find a normal method with one parameter, and we have variable argument method also to handle that. But it found a normal method, so it goes with the normal method because variable argument method have least priority, that is no other method is found, then only the method call goes to the variable argument method. So here we have this method, so it calls normal method. So M1 with the four parameters, there is no normal method with four parameters, then it go for the variable argument type. Var-arg parameter and 1D array relationship. Whenever 1D array present, we can replace it with var-arg parameter, but vice versa is invalid. M1 of int type 1D array can be replaced with M1 of int type variable parameters, but M1 of int type variable parameters is not same as M1 of int type array. We have to remember this. Now we go for Excel. Please pause the video and try to answer these questions. First question. What is the correct syntax for declaring a variable argument method? Void method name int x. We should not keep these dots after the variable name, so this is invalid. Should not keep x in between the dots, so it is invalid. We should not keep space in between the dots, so this is also invalid. So option B is correct. Second, how can you call a var-arg method M1 int variable parameters x in Java? So M1 with zero parameter, it calls this. M1 with one parameter also calls that. M1 with three parameters also valid. So all the above method call the variable argument method. So all the above is a correct option. That question. What will happen if you declare both a var-arg method and 1D array method in the same class? As we saw that if we declare both 1D array and variable argument, it raises a compile time error. So option 3 is correct option. And which of the following is invalid? So first one is valid with the three dots after the data type. Second one is invalid because three dots should not come after the variable. Third one also invalid because three dots should not be separated by any variable or spaces. So both B and C are invalid. What is the key rule when mixing a variable parameter with normal parameters? So whenever we are mixing a variable parameters with a normal parameter, the normal parameter should come first and then we have to keep the variable parameter. So the variable parameter always keep at last position. So the option B is correct answer. The Var-arg parameter must always come last. Next. How many Var-arg parameters can a method have? A method have only one Var-arg parameters. More than one Var-arg parameters is not allowed. So option B is correct. If both a normal method m1 of int x and a var-arg method m1 of int variable parameter x are defined in the same class, which will be called when m1 of 10 is invoked. As we know that variable argument methods have least priority. If a method doesn't find any normal method, then it is go for variable argument method. So whenever we call m1 of 10, it have a normal method m1 of int x, so it calls m1 of int x only, normal method only. It doesn't go for variable arg method because variable arg method have least priority. So the option A is correct option. Next question. What will the following code print? Public static void m1 of variable parameter of int type and method with a single parameter. Then if we call a method m1 with 0 parameters, there is no normal method with 0 parameters, then, so it go for the var-arg method call. And when we have m1 with 1 parameter, it finds a normal method with a 1 parameter. So it goes for normal method only because variable argument methods have least priority. So the second is normal method call and m1 with 2 parameters. So there is no normal method with 2 parameters. It goes for the var-arg method. So option A is correct option. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe for more videos.